We are now joined by first-year head coach Quinn Sanders from the University of Charleston. The Golden Eagles were selected third in the MEC preseason poll this morning. Coach, just open us up with an opening statement on the outlook for the 2022 season at Charleston.
Yeah, so, the big thing for us is, we're really excited just to get the season rolling. We've felt like, we've been in camp forever. It's been a tough camp for the guys and, the staff and stuff, but, they love every minute of it. They're excited. They want to get better. We finished second, feels like the last three seasons, if you're not first or last. So just really having, really special goals in mind for this season and, really developing as a team has been huge for us. And, I think I've got a great staff that's here. I think I've got one of the best staffs in America. And I've got kids that are hungry and humble and ready to work. So when you combine those two things, we have the ability to put it together. I think we're, in line to do something special this year. It's just, making sure that, we're all on the same page and, we're ready to roll.
If anyone has any questions, please use the raise hand function. Go ahead, Rick.
Hey, Quinn, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, man. Well, I've already asked you quite a bit about your team this year, but, one thing that I wanted to ask you, this first year as head coach, obviously after 10 years of Pat, are you going to, maybe provide a breath of fresh air for this team and try to, change things culture-wise a little bit?
Yeah, and the big thing with me is, I'm a real high energy guy. If you meet me, I'm kind of, bouncing off the walls, got a lot of energy. So that's one thing with just, it kind of is infectious a little bit for the kids where you can kind of see, they're getting hyped up and all that stuff. And then, culturally, being a University of Charleston graduate, being from the school, I've spent, enough time in this league, not only as a player, but as a coach now. This place has a very special place in my heart. And I think just, having the guys on the team understand that, this is a special place that one day will mean a lot to you and, the things that it can do for you. And one day when you come back 10 years from now, you want to make sure you left the legacy the right way. So, really with the culture, just getting really team oriented and, making sure that everybody's on the same page of understanding that, it's a mutual respect thing. I love these kids and, I hope that, they feel the same way about me.
Go ahead, Jonathan.
Coach, you'll have a first-year starting quarterback in 2022. Can you give us a little update on the current quarterback competition in preseason camp?
Yeah, so I just got Andrew Luck out of retirement. So, he'll be here. He just joined us in camp. No, I'll be honest with you, Jonathan, I've kind of been in the business of, one and done quarterbacks. I know 19, we had Brant Grissel. I had Guy Myers for a year. So it's one of those things where it's, I don't want it to be the norm, but it's kind of become the norm here a little bit. And, I think I've got a great group of quarterbacks. I've got four guys battling for the job. For anybody listening, we are going to be a gun triple team. So, going back to that. So, we've got some guys battling and doing the right things and, just taking ownership, leadership ability. And I can watch them progress every single day. So it doesn't necessarily make me nervous just because, it's not like the first time I've been in the situation where I've had a guy that's, been starting for us 3, 4, 5 years, whatever it may be. And here we are. For us, it's kind of business as usual, these one and done quarterbacks. So it's kind of, it's exciting.
Aside from the quarterback position, 7 returning starters on offense. Just preview that side of the ball and the leadership at the other positions.
Yeah. So, we lost, some really good players, last year between Tariq McAllister and Guy Myers. We're bringing back a veteran O-line that's played a lot of games, which is exciting, because if you can be good up front, you've always got a chance to do great things. Receiver wise, we've got a unit that's got some experience. So that's nice. And then like we talked about running back, we've got Josh Brown, who's played for us last year. We got Siobhan Wright, who played for us, and we've got Phil Fleshman. So, we've got those 3 guys come back who've had a lot of experience, who are able to play some. And then, some of the quarterbacks that we're bringing back, they were able to get some time last year too. So, realistically, our most experience is going to be up front, where if you're going to be good anywhere, we want to be good there. And I think, our offensive coordinator, our line coach, Coach Barker, does a tremendous job with them. So it's just exciting to see that, we are bringing some experience on that side of the ball back. And it's just constantly seeing the growth and development of them every day.
One more, Jonathan.
Yeah, Coach, talk a little bit about the transition, from being 7 years as a UC assistant coach to taking over as a head coach back in the spring.
The one thing I can say is, the easiest part about that was, I guess I know all the people here. So, the transition of knowing the compliance or the academic coordinators, people and the student solutions, whatever it may be, having those personal relationships. But, the one thing I can say, the biggest transition is, being an assistant coach, I got to live in that world of X's and O's all day and that kind of stuff. And, I love the schematics of football. I think it's, the beautiful game and all that stuff. And now being a head coach, it's like, my free time, my fun time now is getting to the X's and O's because, you have to deal with so many different things. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it because you're doing it for the greater good of the team. You're doing it for the kids. It's something that they may need. And that's what's the exciting part of, going from an assistant to being a head coach and just being more involved. When I was a quarterbacks coach at first, I'm only dealing with those guys. Offense coordinator, I'm only dealing with the offense side of the ball. Now I get to get my hand a little more in the cookie jar with everywhere offensively, defensively, special teams, which is always exciting just because, there's 3 phases to a game. And it's awesome to have a little bit of a hand in all of it.
One more, Coach. Not only first-year head coach, but first-year offense and defensive coordinators. Talk about early in camp, the transition to those new leaders on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. So, offensive coordinator wise, like I talked about earlier, Luke Barker, he's our offensive coordinator now. He was our O-line coach for the spring and the fall season. So me and him have, worked very, very closely together for, over a year. And, that's my guy. He's definitely, we spent a lot of hours together, a lot of time together. So, that transition, not as hard, and then defensively, we've got Jalen Harrison, who's a former player here. I'm actually coached under, Coach Kirkland, and Coach Zach Johnson. So he's pretty familiar with that 3-3 stack, which is nice. So it's not like, we went out there and got something completely different going on. There's a lot of familiarity with the guys. But I can tell you, offensively and defensively, our guys, the players really believe in those guys. And, they play hard for those guys. And that's the biggest thing, is I think I've got the right guys that are motivating these kids and, the players believe in them and, they're giving everything they got every day. And, these guys are young, my coordinators, but they're hungry, they're humble, and they want to be great.
All right, Coach, we'll let you get to practice. Thanks for joining us. Good luck this season.
I appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.